else preserved here?
The only thing that's preserved here is the heritage building, which is right over here.
These two things.
This one here is the shop box.
And how about that?
This is
That's new, is it? A mosque.
Yeah.
Is it existing or
No, it's not.
proposed? So the only existing things are this thing and those two.
Yes.
And the road.
Yeah, it's not existing.
This is
It's actually existing, but it's in a different place. So it's not existing. So like we renovated.
But I thought you were supposed to retain 30% or something. But effectively, there's nothing retained here except these two things.
because mostly in Kuala Belait, it's mostly empty lands and residential areas. So we actually get the chance to propose a whole city.
So was this agreed by police agreed?
There's nothing there to maintain
I see.
except the coastal.
But what's the housing area? The residential? This is a.
Also proposed.
Yeah, it's proposed.
So actually, but you say it's a town and you said it's important town. So there must be something there. What is there? I mean, you showed photos, right? No, I guess.
What is that? What is
Yeah,
that?
yeah. I mean,
What is those pictures there?
yeah,
Is
those
that-
photos.
is that-
It's photos from here, lah.
Yeah, this is a coast over here. Like earlier, it was fisherman's village.
Okay, then never mind. You go. I'll make the comments at the end. I think you continue.
So, greenland protection. So for the museum over here, it's going to be built by a reflective material that's going to reflect the heritage museum over here. Heritage building right here. So it won't like sort of attracts all concentration into the museum. It will also reflect the whole building at the same time. Green transportation, we're actually proposing a subway line and also
Subway?
Yeah, because the problem in Kuala Lumpur is like they lack public transportation.
Where is the subway?
Subway is going to be underground, which is
What's the population of the town? What's the population?
It's really small. It's like around 1,000.
How many?
Like more, a bit more than 1,000.
1,000 people.
Yeah, it's a really small town.
Is it common?
It's not really a kampong, but it's almost something like a kampong, but it's a
But that photo, sorry, that's the town. That picture there, the grey one. Yeah, that's the town. Are you sure it's only 1,000 people?
yeah, no, it's more than 1,000.
You are from Kuala. You are from this town. But you're not sure how many people live in it, by example. You know that there are 10,000 students on this campus. So if 1,000 people live in your town, that's 1/10 of the students in this campus. It's very unlikely. It's 1,000. By the way, go on.
we provide pedestrian walkways all across the roads. We also provide trees alongside of the road to give a shelter for the pedestrians to walk. So we have into the traffic, so it wouldn't be so much congestion.
last drawing, then there's this elevation. That one there.
Guys,
The elevation is over here. This part.
And who drew that? It seems a very how shall I put it?
Not accurate.
No, I'm not saying that. It seems a very detailed drawing, a very, very detailed and rather nice drawing for this kind of presentation. If you don't mind me asking, was it recycled from somewhere? I mean, did you draw it only for this purpose or?
I did it using Photoshop.
Yeah.
Copied from Google Images.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Thank you for the honesty. Alright, that's fine.
Salih's hand.
so do you guys have issues to say?
Yeah, we have more.
So,
No, I mean, do you still have like more to say?
that's
So you're done now? Okay, I'll start first. Okay, you I mean, okay, let's start with the first thing. I'll appreciate if you guys, like, because you have, the picture of, the existing city. And I wish that we can see more of that. Because now it seems like you're creating, yeah, it's like, what's the city? It's like, Baklava, something like that. Because it doesn't have any reference to the old city, okay? Which I think is a bit unfortunate also, because there's no sense of identity or belongings to, to the local context. I would say that one. That's first. Secondly, that you talk about like introducing what we call it underground.
Underground.
Okay, but your design concept, you talk about walkability city. So you're contradicting yourself. Meaning you're talking about one like A, but you're doing B. So you got C. Do you get what I mean? Because I think I never been to that, to be honest. But I feel that if you creating that kind of like transportation, public transportation, you are killing the relationship between the community, within the community. And I think it's rather a small city where people, know each other. They know, like which family you come from, who's your brother, that kind of, that kind of feelings, neighborhood, that kind of thing. And I think if you still maintain walkability within the city, it will create more, friendliness among, among the city, the people who live in the city. And I think, yeah, you should, reconsider when you introduce something that really contradicting with what you're proposing. Okay. Thirdly, is there any reason why this? Alright. I mean, there's nothing wrong about it, but I just want a justification why it has to be, round shape rather than, Is there any reason why is that in this shape?
Initially, we had a roundabout in the original map plan. This was our
Where is the original roundabout?
the original roundabout was on this side. Yeah, on this.
but then we had to cut because the scale is still big. We need to include that thing.
So you're taking that roundabout to this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We maintain like this.
See, if you had done that, and you had done a different, more linear route, and you showed that existing roundabout, now that would be quite nice. The strong visual axis. But the fact that you haven't, and as earlier said, the fact that actually this could be any town because there's nothing retained except these two, which is moderately available because of the size. It starts being meaningless. It's like saying I stick this anywhere with a coast and it could work. Whereas if you created that and you say mercu tanda yang sedia ada, the existing roundabout I link with this new thing within the coast. That's nice, but it's not there.
And if let's say if you can't show it to your model, like at least you can show from your master plan. That would be, so other kind of like communicating tools that you can actually present to your audience. And because like you guys have a chance to create many interesting things, yeah? And I I just do not know why the mosque is actually parked at the corner, because again you are talking about walkability city whereby people connect to one another, and again a mosque is, you know, a religious kind of building where people go to, you know, to this building 5 times a day, I would say. So it could be, you know, right in the middle where it's like become the heart of the city, something like that. So, you know, it's like, how to say, you are celebrating the city by having that mosque in the middle. That could be like one way of doing it rather than top at the corner. But again, I don't know whether, is there any justification why you guys actually locate that mosque, you know?
Yeah. We envisioned it as the one in the
Yeah.
floating mosque.
But again, you see that's like saying anywhere with a water body, I just sumbat something that is. It's that type of reaction that says I ignore where this is. I just say like Putrajaya, I stick one there. That's that much bigger.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Visually, actually, your presentation is quite nice. Alright, you have a very nice panel and quite a nice panel. So visually, it's quite impressive, and I like the way it's drawn. So I've already mentioned color to the first two groups. I won't mention. Yours is not as over-colored as some, so I think it's quite easy to understand. So I think that one's fine. Visually, it's good. Verbally, also, to be honest, you speak quite well. So I think that's not a problem. But the problem is, as Adia was saying, the design intent. I realize your lecture did allow you to do this, meaning that they've allowed you to move this. Now, but you should still link it back to the existing town. And you should, especially if you are from the town, you should have the background information correct. You can't say it's 1,000 people if it's not. It's definitely not. 1,000 people is not even a village, it's more like just a place which happens to have people in it. Now, if you had now firstly, it's not viable to have an underground public transport or elevated public transport system for any town which doesn't have at least 250,000 people. It just doesn't happen because it's not economically viable. But imagine that you move this from somewhere else and you said, we will introduce a transport system, and by the way, it's under that. Now that starts to make sense to say that I'm introducing this huge radial thing as a transport hub, and that's why I'm moving it from somewhere else. I'll have an underground thing which will then come out of here. And then it radiates in such a way that you maybe you shift this, and then the axis you come out and it comes up to the mosque. Now that works because then you say I have a reason for linking that to the religious building. I have a reason for introducing the transport because there's this new axis I create, and then I link it back to the axis